I can bet you that you have experienced at least one of these 5 fears that are holding you back from essentially all of your dreams. So let's talk about these 5 fears and crush them in today's video. And by the way, behind me is beautiful Aspen, Colorado. I'm at the St. Regis. I'm here on a skiing trip. Also, if you want to be part of my program where we talk about stepping stones to becoming $1 million woman, then register for it below at intomillilady.com/program or see the link in the description. Let's get into the video. Do you know what a fear is? A fear is false evidence appearing real. Fear is something that is typically made up in our mind, and the worst case scenario is never truly the worst case scenario. And we have all these marbles in our head saying maybe this will happen or that, and could it potentially be worse than actually aiming for something that I want? And the answer is no. Nothing can be worse than not having the life that you want, and not starting the business you want, and not having the appearance you want or the mindset that you want, anything that you want. No single fear is worth it. The 5th fear is the fear of what others may think. Now, think back to a time when you wanted to start something. Maybe it was your own business, maybe it was a social media account, maybe it was something for fun, even some artistic talent. And then a crazy thought just went into your mind. What about Brad from science class? What if he finds out I'm doing this? Or what about my acquaintance Sally? What if she finds out I'm kind of, doing something online maybe, or starting a business? And what are they going to think of me? Because what they're doing is what everyone else is doing, and I'm the one that's going against everything else, and that makes me look weird. Well, actually, in reality, no, because everything seems crazy when the idea is first there, but it's those people who actually take the chance and go against the status quo that end up having a very interesting life. If I didn't start any of the things I'm doing, I'm telling you, pretty much everything I did from the beginning of how much I can remember, I always went against what everybody else was doing and questioned things. Why are people doing it this way when this other way could potentially give you a better life? Maybe they are the crazy ones for not actually following their feelings, not following their passions. The best advice I could give to you is to ignore them. Literally, you have to. The only way around this is to just cross that thought out of your mind and go with the mentality, I do not care if everybody finds out I'm doing this. In fact, I want them to find out that I'm doing this, because this will grow into something. And if this specific thing doesn't grow into something else I start will. Maybe this is a failure, but something else will succeed. But I'm going to be known as the person that takes chances, that takes risks on my desires, and I do not care what those people think, because at the end of the day, those people are not paying your bills. They're not funding your family life, your desires, how you build up your mindset, none of that. And you will be the one ending up with the regret if you follow what others think. So from now on, we're going to cross out that mindset. Fear number 4 is the fear of losing money. This is probably one that's very common for anyone who's entrepreneurial on here or even wants to do some type of side income. When I started my Amazon business, I'll tell you that, the risk of losing money was there. Right? What if I put in thousands of dollars into a product and it doesn't work? The way I overcame this is my desire was so strong for, I want this to work so bad, and my vision saw the outcome. I didn't see the struggle almost, because I was so excited at what could potentially happen if this works out. And I want you to think of that way. This could work out. And I saw the dollar amounts. I saw the freedom. I saw quitting a job that I didn't necessarily want to do at that time. I saw having complete freedom of my life. I saw that funding other entrepreneurial ventures that I always wanted, everything. And that to me was so much bigger than losing. And another thing I want to say about monetary assets, money, whatever else it may be, if you do, let's say if it flops and say you lost $5,000, $10,000, okay? Do you honestly think that that money is the only money that you can ever have in your life? Ever? And actually, the business model I'm talking about, if you are curious at all, I have a free training. It's always linked under my videos. You can also start it. It's a private label on Amazon. So you can see it down below, intoemily.com/training. For this model, the risk is so low, so much lower than starting anything else, that there wasn't even really any reason to be dramatic. And I thought, if I invest this, I can make so much more. So why not? It seemed honestly stupid not to do it. And I want you to think of it this way. Whatever you're starting, whatever you're trying, what is the intention behind it? What is the goal? The goal is to either make money or advance yourself, whatever it may be that costs. And envision your life in that way of, wow, this could turn into something so incredibly big. So that's exactly what I'm going to do instead of having fear dictate my life. The third fear is imposter syndrome, or the question of, why me? Why can I be successful at this? What makes me so special? Why can I start a successful business? Why can I have the dream life that I've always wanted? Why can I travel? Why no one else? Why not Molly, right? Molly in my history class, or Molly from my work. No, you know what? That's not me. I'm just a simple girl from a simple town living in a middle-class family or whatever, and I haven't seen anyone around me accomplish anything, so I'm not going to do that as well, because that seems really far-fetched. Nothing you think is far-fetched. If you can think it, you can have it. And it sounds like a cliche, it sounds like a bunch of BS, I know, but trust me, there have been things in my life where I think about them, and even where if I don't know where to start, some traction picks up along, and I look back and I think, I cannot believe I've actually had the experiences that I've wanted. And you can't think of it as why me. Think of, why not me? Why not me? If she can do it, if he can do it, if they're all doing it, why am I not jumping on this? Why am I not experiencing this? There has to be just a few stepping stones for me to get there. Yes, some people may have gotten there with their family or whatever else. Maybe someone set up the carpet for them, and that's completely fine. But even if you don't have anything set up for you, there are also hundreds of thousands of people that got to the place that you want to be, that started from the exact place you might be at now, which is not knowing what to do. It has to start somewhere. Fear number 2 is the fear of failure, right? What if I start a business and it flops? And then this feeds on to fear number 1, and everybody who is watching me and thinking about me are gonna say, I told you you shouldn't have done that. You should have continued with this. You should have just continued doing what you've been doing your whole life and get a normal minimum wage job, or, you know, do whatever else, that follow in whoever else's footsteps blindly. Because this doesn't work. No. Because failure, there's no thing as failure. Failure was just something created from a negative place. Everything is a stepping stone. If this business fails, if you fail at whatever sport you're practicing, or I don't know what your goals are. If you're wanting to be a painter and you can't do it, it's never a failure. It's a stepping stone. Like I said earlier, everybody started from ground zero in certain skills, in certain experiences, and you have to start somewhere. And the key is persistence and not giving up, because you can be so close to accomplishing it. Let's get to fear number 1, and that is not knowing where to start. No matter what you are doing, that is a common thing, is I want to do this, but I don't know where to start. It's actually something I'm working on right now, either something completely new, but I don't know where to start. I didn't know where to, some things there are guidelines, some things, and that's really helpful. Sometimes there's a person that could help you the way. Sometimes there's literally no indication of what to do, where to start. But let me tell you from experience, and especially with this new project I'm working on, is that I didn't know where to start, but I was so excited for it. A little bit of Googling and searches kind of opens the road for you. If you don't know where to start with Google. Look up some things, and of course you're not going to find all your answers there, but it's going to build more of a fire inside you. If you're excited about something, you start researching it, one thing leads to another, and the solutions will start to open up, and that is the beauty of it. So all these things, let's crush them out. I hope that it was helpful and that it gave you some insight. Like I said, everything I talked about, my program, my business training, is going to be linked down below. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, and I will see you in the next one.